A mysterious and powerful entity appears 30 years ago, surrounded by dark energy, marking the beginning of a cataclysmic event. Monsters began emerging from a portal gate, destroying cities and attacking humans. The monster invasion throws the world into chaos, and another dangerous gate seems to open. A young man, frustrated and full of anger, lashes out at the gate and the hunters responsible for handling them. Showing his despair, the boy vents his frustration, questioning why he has to endure such a miserable life. Feeling abandoned by the world, a police officer tries to stop the boy from jumping, warning him of the danger, but he remains defiant. The boy shouts back at the officer, claiming it's his choice to end his life, showing his deep despair. The officers try to calm him down, but the boy struggles, refusing to listen and venting his overwhelming emotions. The boy screams that no one understands the immense suffering he has endured, highlighting his feelings of isolation. 3 hours earlier, the protagonist is fired from the Bitchin Guild, shocked by the sudden decision. The protagonist pleads, explaining his dedication to the guild and disbelief at being let go. The guild leader dismisses his contributions, stating he hasn't achieved anything significant for the guild. The guild leader reveals he only hired the protagonist for his diligence, but is now disappointed due to his lack of growth as a hunter. The guild leader harshly comments on the protagonist's injury, saying he can't work with someone who's now useless. The protagonist is speechless, struggling to defend himself against the accusations. The guild leader tells him to quit and offers to calculate his severance pay immediately. Desperate, the protagonist vows to find a way to heal his leg and prove he can still work. As the protagonist turns to leave, he encounters someone with intimidating tattoos. A blonde man mocks the protagonist, telling him to leave as per the boss's orders. The protagonist recognizes him, shocked, and calls him Lee Youngjin. The blonde man ridicules the protagonist, mocking his attitude and calling him pathetic. He taunts the protagonist further, suggesting he should use his severance pay for snacks, belittling him as a D-rank hunter. The protagonist snaps, grabbing Lee Youngjin's shirt and accusing him of being ungrateful, stating he got injured saving his life. He reminds Youngjin of his reckless behavior in the dungeon that led to him being poisoned. Further venting his anger, Youngjin laughs dismissively, mocking the protagonist's claims of saving him. He tells the protagonist to stay in his lane, calling him a pack mule and accusing him of not knowing his place. Youngjin questions how someone as weak as the protagonist could even possess an S-rank skill, ridiculing him further. Youngjin mocks the protagonist's skill, explosive growth, jokingly suggesting it only helps with height. He continues to insult, sarcastically pointing out that the protagonist's growth plates are closed, provoking more anger. Furious, the protagonist attempts to punch Youngjin, calling him a punk. Their fists collide, with Youngjin blocking the attack using a shield-like energy barrier. Youngjin taunts him, saying it's time for the protagonist, Taejun, to learn his place. Youngjin throws a powerful punch aimed at Taejun. The punch lands directly on Taejun, sending him flying backward with intense impact. Taejun cries out in pain and shock, visibly overwhelmed by the attack. Taejun accuses Youngjin of acting arrogant just because he started earlier. Taejun sees this confrontation as long overdue. Youngjin punches Taejun with full force, mocking him, saying, "Let's see how tough you are today." The guild leader mocks Taejun, sarcastically labeling his crime as standing up to someone of a higher rank. Other guild members ridicule Taejun for challenging the boss, mocking him for simply being Lee Taejun. Taejun is brutally beaten and collapses to his knees, injured and humiliated. Youngjin looks smug and satisfied, breathing heavily from the confrontation. Taejun lies on the ground, battered and bleeding. A severance envelope is thrown at him with a mocking remark, thanking him for his past 7 years of work. As Taejun sheds tears of pain and humiliation, the final insult is delivered, but let's not see each other again. Taejun leaves a convenience store late at night, carrying a bag, while the clerk bids him goodbye. He walks through the empty, quiet streets under the moonlight, reflecting on his situation. Taejun opens a bottle, likely filled with alcohol, showing his desire to escape his emotions. He drinks deeply, sitting alone, visibly distressed, trying to drown his sorrow. Taejun gazes at the cityscape, enjoying the taste of the alcohol, though it seems bittersweet. He pulls out the severance envelope he received earlier, staring at it with a heavy heart. Taejun laments over the meager severance money, angry and defeated after 7 years of hard work. Feeling there's nothing left for him in the world, Taejun steps onto the edge of a bridge, considering ending it all. Taejun stands on the edge of the bridge, ready to jump, when a holographic window suddenly appears in front of him. The window displays a warning. The user's life is in danger. Please step back from the bridge. Taejun sarcastically responds, questioning why the system suddenly cares about his life now. He angrily addresses the system, blaming it for his suffering over the past 7 years. Taejun punches the holographic window in frustration, blaming the useless skill it gave him. He continues to vent his rage, criticizing the explosive growth skill for failing to improve his stats and questioning how he's supposed to survive with it. The warning reappears, urging him to step back from the bridge, but Taejun remains furious. A red warning appears, stating, "Initiating strike due to baseless violent actions by the owner." Taejun breathes heavily, his emotions boiling over. Laughing hysterically, he mocks the red warning from the system as rain pours down. Taejun challenges the system, sarcastically inviting it to strike him, calling it useless for failing to explain skills properly. In a fit of rage, Taejun hurls his bottle and attacks the holographic warning, shouting for it to disappear. He slumps in defeat, trembling from the overwhelming emotions. Taejun reflects bitterly, lamenting that no matter how hard he tries, nothing changes. He accuses the system of ruining his life, blaming it for not explaining his skill correctly from the start. Taejun screams at the system, enraged that it dares to dictate his actions, even denying him control over his own life. The police are trying to calm Taejun, urging him to come down and talk. Taejun yells at the officers, venting his frustration and expressing his suffering, standing on the edge of a railing. Taejun loses balance, his foot slipping off the railing. Taejun begins falling, looking shocked. As he falls from the bridge, he contemplates his imminent death, thinking, "This is how I die." Taejun reflects that maybe dying is better, given the misery of his current life. A mysterious system or entity acknowledges Taejun's complaint and initiates his transfer to the administrator's server. Taejun is enveloped by a glowing light, likely signifying his transportation to a different realm or scenario. Taejun is surprised and confused as glowing blue digital patterns start surrounding him. Taejun panics, asking what is happening, as the situation becomes more chaotic. Status windows appear, indicating that his system is being updated. Taejun is engulfed in a surge of bright blue energy, seemingly in the middle of a transformation or upgrade. The progress bar shows the update nearing completion, reaching 99%. The update is complete, confirmed by a glowing yellow status message. Taejun wakes up with a bandage on his nose, clearly feeling the aftereffects of something troubling. Sitting on a bench, he holds his head, complaining about a headache. Reflecting on his actions, he regrets drinking too much alone the previous night and vows not to drink again. Taejun recalls falling and suspects something unusual happened. He experiences strange sensations, as if a status window update is happening, confusing him. Laughing at the absurdity of a status window update, Taejun dismisses it as nonsense. He laments being jobless and wonders how he'll make a living. Considering doing day labor, Taejun is suddenly addressed by a glowing girl who knows his name. Shocked by her appearance, Taejun asks who she is, panicked and confused. A glowing girl introduces herself as Miri from the Status Window Management Department. Taejun is shocked and questions if such a department is real. He realizes that the strange events of the previous night were not a dream. Miri explains they investigated his case regarding explosive growth. She humorously admits his outdated status window wasn't working properly. Taejun is stunned, questioning if this was the reason for his struggles. Miri informs him that due to security reasons, she can't reveal further details. She assures him that the issue is now fixed, but Taejun wonders if all his effort was wasted. Taejun gets angry, realizing that all his hard work may have been for nothing. Taejun accuses Miri of making him train in vain for 7 years due to an outdated status window. Enraged, Taejun demands compensation for his suffering and threatens her in anger. Miri panics and explains that she has restored his stats and healed all his injuries to calm him down. Taejun, surprised, realizes that his body has been completely healed. He checks his condition and finds himself in perfect shape, questioning how Miri achieved it. Miri hints that a special trigger is required to activate his explosive growth but cannot explain fully yet. She proposes a partnership to help Taejun achieve his potential. A sudden disturbance occurs as a massive gate opens in the city. A terrifying monster emerges from the gate, and people scramble to call the suppression team to handle the threat. Taejun is shocked and questions how he is expected to deal with the massive monster. He accuses Miri of sending him to his death, while she tries to reassure him, claiming he can handle it. Miri optimistically tells him to give it a shot, saying, "Worst case, you'll just die," trying to sound encouraging. Taejun is left speechless by her casual attitude. The monster, identified as Venom Spore, is described as needing at least a B-rank hunter to defeat, even posing a challenge to skilled suppression teams. Miri promises that defeating the monster will trigger Taejun's explosive growth. Taejun debates whether to trust her or not, finding the task insane. Despite his hesitation, Miri insists the monster isn't in the best condition, trying to convince him further. Taejun remains silent, deep in thought, contemplating his next move. Taejun reflects that his life has always been full of challenges and hardships. He considers running away but feels weighed down by his current situation. Determined, Taejun questions why he is hesitating and resolves to act. Accepting the chaos in his life, he prepares himself for what's to come, reasoning that it can't get any worse. With newfound determination, Taejun confidently declares, "Fine, let's do this." As the suppression team leaps into action, Taejun decides to join them despite his fear. He charges toward the monster, aware of the danger but ready to face it. The venomous monster retaliates, releasing its toxic attack. Taejun counterattacks with fierce determination, unleashing a powerful move against the creature. Taejun successfully attacks the monster, splitting it apart with great force. A notification confirms that the quest, "A Small Step Forward," has been completed. Taejun activates the skill, Undaunted Experience CC, after his victory. The skill, Explosive Growth, is also activated, enhancing his abilities significantly. He questions the simplicity of defeating a junior spore in one hit and wonders about the strange system notifications appearing. His stats are visibly enhanced, showing a dramatic improvement. A status window displays his updated information, revealing his new skills and significantly improved attributes. Miri excitedly asks Taejun how it feels to use Explosive Growth for the first time. Taejun, with a sinister smile, realizes how overpowered the skill is and revels in his newfound strength. Taejun, glowing with power, is warned by a companion not to celebrate yet as his explosive growth is just starting. Taejun's companion motivates him, urging him to keep fighting and eliminate all the monsters. Taejun charges forward, preparing to attack monstrous plant-like creatures. Taejun fiercely throws a powerful punch with determination. Taejun's punch explodes through the monster, splattering it in a burst of energy. Taejun realizes the massive stat boost he gains from defeating each monster, calling it a jackpot skill. Taejun's Explosive Growth skill activates multiple times as he fights, significantly enhancing his stats. Taejun leaps into action against monstrous creatures, evading their attacks while green energy splatters around. Taejun confidently thinks that at this growth rate, He'll surpass B rank and even stronger levels soon. Taejun envisions himself becoming stronger than an A rank hunter as he faces towering enemies. The scene shifts to a peaceful city setting, possibly hinting at where the battle is happening. The suppression team arrives on the scene to control the situation, noticing the aftermath of the battle. A group of hunters regrets missing the action, expressing their frustration. One of the hunters notices Taejun and mocks him, calling him a loser. Taejun holds a glowing pink crystal, surprising others who wonder if he's acting strange or consumed something unusual. The group arrives at the scene, mocking Taejun and questioning if he even knows where he is. The blonde hunter taunts Taejun again, calling him pathetic and predicting his failure. Taejun realizes the group led by Youngjin is also here for the hunt, further complicating matters. Taejun appears cautious and confused, sensing something ominous around him. Taejun's expression shifts to a sly grin, possibly plotting his next move or preparing for a confrontation. Taejun thanks a member of the suppression team, reflecting on his current injured state. The suppression team member acknowledges Taejun's efforts, praising him for preventing a dangerous situation. Taejun laughs it off, modestly saying he was just doing his duty as a hunter. The blonde hunter and another person are shocked, realizing Taejun's true capabilities. A soldier praises Taejun for his incredible performance, saying they couldn't imagine handling the venom spores alone. The blonde hunter, surprised, questions if Taejun really did it all by himself. The soldier confirms Taejun handled everything alone and asks if there's an issue. The blonde hunter and his group are stunned and find it hard to believe Taejun's achievement. Taejun tells the group to leave and assures he'll explain everything later. The scene transitions to an abandoned building, indicating a new setting or upcoming event. The blonde hunter confronts Taejun, asking if he truly managed everything by himself. The blonde mocks Taejun, doubting that a D-rank hunter could achieve such a feat. Taejun remains silent, standing unfazed despite the insult. A glowing notification startles Taejun, hinting at a new event or quest. Taejun reads the quest details, which challenge him to teach the disrespectful juniors a lesson in exchange for an A-rank skill. Taejun realizes the reward is an A-rank skill, a significant opportunity for him. Taejun smiles darkly, thinking about how he can get both revenge and a skill by completing the quest. Taejun apologizes sarcastically to the group, preparing to take action. Taejun sarcastically apologizes and asks if they mind if he beats them up. The blonde hunter is stunned and confused by Taejun's statement. Taejun dramatically pretends to cry, saying he's not good at sugarcoating things. Taejun repeats his challenge, asking once more if he can teach them a lesson. The group mocks Taejun, thinking he's gone mad or joking around. One of the group members angrily lunges at Taejun, demanding he stop talking nonsense and answer. The attacker emphasizes that in this world, those who commit crimes should be punished, delivering a strong blow. Taejun is grabbed by the head as someone questions if he's serious. The attacker prepares to punish Taejun but realizes something is wrong as he can't move properly. Taejun, with a dark smile, taunts the attacker, telling him to take his punishment like he deserves it. The attacker is shocked, unable to understand what's happening. Taejun strikes the attacker, sending him collapsing with one blow. Taejun easily overpowers the attacker, leaving him stunned and collapsing to the ground. The others are shocked, questioning what just happened. The others are confused, questioning why the attacker collapsed so suddenly. Taejun casually gestures for the rest of the group to come at him, inviting them one by one. Taejun menacingly smirks, daring them to endure just one flick on their foreheads for bullying their senior. The group questions Taejun's confidence and his intent to flick them, finding it ridiculous. Taejun flicks one member's forehead with enough force to cause intense damage, sending blood gushing. Taejun unleashes powerful attacks, effortlessly taking down multiple opponents. Another member suffers a devastating blow as Taejun displays overwhelming strength. The blonde hunter is stunned, questioning why his group is losing so easily. Taejun dismisses the idea that it's a joke and approaches the blonde hunter menacingly. Taejun calls out Youngjin directly, asking if he finds the situation amusing. Taejun declares he might let the others go but won't spare Youngjin. Taejun taunts Youngjin, saying a simple flick isn't enough for him and warning him to get ready. Youngjin, enraged and clenching his teeth, swears revenge, calling Taejun dead meat. Youngjin activates an ice ability, surrounding himself with sharp icicles and a cold aura. He mocks Taejun, assuming he has gained some physical enhancements, and warns him not to get overconfident. Youngjin arrogantly declares that Taejun is the one who's in trouble. Taejun observes the ice missiles and sarcastically questions when Youngjin learned such a skill. Taejun reveals that he, too, has just learned a new skill, showing flames igniting in his hand. A massive explosion of fire erupts as Taejun prepares to test his newly acquired ability in a grand display of power. A rank skill that is stronger than normal fireballs and reduces the target's healing ability. He is stunned by the fireball's sheer intensity, calling it incredible. Taejun jokingly admits he's new to the skill and advises Youngjin to be cautious. The fireball unleashes a massive, fiery explosion, showcasing its destructive power. Youngjin feels the overwhelming heat and realizes the power of the fireball. The fireball creates a huge fiery blast, leaving a crater. Youngjin, charred and exhausted, struggles to breathe and process what happened. He's confused but relieved, questioning how he managed to survive such destruction. Taejun jokes about Youngjin being so scared that he looks like he wet himself. He tells Youngjin to stop bullying guild members and be more respectful. Terrified, he promises to change and never bully anyone again. Taejun charges energy in his finger, hinting at a playful but intimidating move. Taejun suggests there's still something left to deal with, keeping the pressure on Youngjin. A cheerful narrator introduces herself and promises to explain what happened in the previous episode. Taejun gains a new status window ability, unlocking powerful skills to fight back. He uses his newfound strength to stand against those who tormented him. Taejun successfully takes revenge on his bullies. The narrator hints that Taejun might have pushed his power too far, and he collapses. Taejun lies unconscious, exhausted from overusing his abilities. Despite his state, the narrator urges him to head to the dungeon. Taejun has been unconscious for 3 days, and the narrator questions if he can overcome this challenge. Taejun is lying on his bed, suffering from intense pain after pushing himself too hard. He's frustrated and tells others to be quiet. The narrator is relieved Taejun is awake, but he explains he overused his mana, leading to his current state. Taejun admits he was reckless and got carried away with his newfound strength. He resolves to focus on improving his mana. The narrator acknowledges Taejun's rapid growth, but questions whether he truly needs to focus only on mana. Taejun clarifies that his extraordinary growth boosted all his stats except mana, which is now his priority. Taejun explains that his skills, like the fireball, consume a lot of mana, forcing him to prioritize increasing it to avoid future collapses. The narrator wonders if there's a specific way to raise just his mana more efficiently. Taejun notices that he has a set recovery time of 8 hours and 30 minutes before he's back to full strength. A massive tower designed for training and improving mana is shown. Taejun explains to the narrator that the Tower of Training is a well-known dungeon where beginners go to boost their mana. Despite being famous, the narrator notices the tower is oddly empty and questions why no one else is there. Taejun recalls the tower being popular a few years ago, but wonders if it's no longer in use. Taejun and the narrator spot an old man in the tower, surprising them. The old man tearfully mistakes Taejun for someone he refers to as Granny. Taejun and the narrator are bewildered by the old man's behavior, finding it strange. Taejun formally requests the old man for the Tower of Training quest, but the old man mishears it as fast food. Taejun clarifies he's talking about a quest, not fast food, but the old man misunderstands again. The old man finally understands Taejun is here for the tower's quest. The old man agrees to guide Taejun and the narrator through the Tower of Training. The narrator feels uneasy about the situation, but Taejun reassures her, saying he's prepared. The old man starts explaining the mechanics of the tower to Taejun and the narrator. The tower is divided into 10 stages, and clearing all of them will complete the quest. Taejun guesses the first task is to defeat 10 goblins, and he's correct. The old man acknowledges Taejun's guess with a cheerful response. Taejun impresses the narrator with his knowledge of the tower, claiming no one knows its strategies better than him. Taejun reveals he studied dungeon strategies on YouTube and memorized them, even though he couldn't go on real expeditions. Taejun confidently declares the beginner dungeon will be easy for him, earning admiration from the narrator. Taejun mutters to himself, and the old man overhears, prompting Taejun to play it off as a joke. They reach the first trial area, and the old man prepares to summon monsters. The old man struggles dramatically while summoning monsters for the trial. The old man nervously announces the arrival of the monsters, completing the summoning. Taejun and the narrator are fired up to face the challenge, confident that defeating 10 goblins will be easy. Movement in the bushes indicates something approaching, creating tension. Instead of goblins, large ogres and a few goblins emerge with a loud roar. Taejun, the narrator, and the old man face a massive crowd of ogres and goblins, far beyond what was expected. Taejun and the narrator are shocked at the situation, jokingly calling it bulking season. Taejun questions why the goblins appear to be oversized ogres, asking the old man for an explanation. The old man, lost in thought, mentions kimchi stew, completely ignoring the situation. Realizing the old man might be senile, Taejun is visibly annoyed and doubtful of the old man's capabilities. The ogres begin their attack with another fierce roar, escalating the tension. Taejun and the narrator panic as the monsters rush toward them, increasing tension. Taejun uses a powerful fire attack to hold back the ogres, showcasing his abilities. Taejun boldly challenges all the goblins and ogres, declaring he'll defeat them all. The fire attack devastates the monsters, burning them to ashes. Taejun surveys the burning battlefield, satisfied with his attack's impact. Taejun celebrates his success, but the narrator warns him there are still more monsters left. A massive ogre towers over Taejun, wielding a giant weapon, taking the battle to a new level. The giant ogre swings its weapon, landing a powerful blow on Taejun, catching him off guard. Taejun faces off against an ogre and prepares for a fight. The ogre attacks, and Taejun responds with determination, challenging its strength. Taejun skillfully dodges the ogre's powerful strike. Taejun spins, preparing a counterattack. He delivers a powerful blow to the ogre's head, drawing blood. The ogre roars in defeat as Taejun stands confidently. Notifications appear, confirming the completion of Stage 1 and increased experience. The old man, impressed by Taejun's swift completion of the first stage, acknowledges his achievement while flames blaze in the background. Taejun looks surprised but takes in the comment. The old man teases Taejun, suggesting the first stage was easy. Taejun nervously pretends it was harder than it seemed, masking his frustration. The old man casually suggests moving to the next stage, frustrating Taejun. Monsters appear, stronger and in overwhelming numbers, challenging his mental resilience. Taejun faces a giant beast, feeling the intense physical and mental pressure. Taejun realizes why no one dares to challenge this place anymore. He yells in frustration, calling the dungeon impossible to clear and referring to it as hell. Someone pleads for mercy, revealing Taejun's name as they face the tower. Taejun reaches the final stage, facing an ominous silhouette. The final boss is revealed, a massive hellhound Cerberus, ranked S and level 90. Taejun is horrified, sweat dripping as he reacts to the terrifying scene. Taejun realizes the final boss isn't a simple dog as expected, but an overwhelming threat. Taejun gives up, believing he can't defeat the boss, even with multiple lives. He's out of mana and struggles to find a way to continue. A hidden quest appears, tasking him with curing a senile NPC to restore order. Taejun reads the hidden quest details and begins thinking. He realizes the dungeon relies on the old man's unstable mana. The old man's loss of mana control causes the monsters to grow stronger. Taejun decides that if he can return the old man to normal, he can clear the dungeon. Taejun shares his plan with the spirit, but he's uncertain if it will work. Taejun gathers his resolve, deciding to give it a shot. He recalls that uncontrolled mana can drive powerful mages insane. Taejun notices the tangled strands of mana in the old man's mind. Taejun approaches the old man, ready to act. The spirit is shocked and asks Taejun what he's doing. Taejun channels his focus, preparing to fix the old man's mana. He starts calming the old man, who begins to relax. Taejun jokingly calls it nirvana, while continuing his task. Taejun redirects the scattered mana back into the old man's head, stabilizing him. Taejun checks on the old man, determined to fix the broken mana flows. A massive pink energy blast emerges, alarming the spirit. The pink energy intensifies, threatening Taejun and the old man. Taejun desperately shields the old man, bracing himself. The energy surges out of the tower, creating a massive explosion. The old man regains consciousness, apologizing for the trouble caused by his body. The old man transforms into a muscular and revitalized version of himself. Taejun is shocked, questioning the old man's new appearance. The old man expresses clarity and refreshment, thrilled to be himself again. The revitalized old man confidently stands, emitting a powerful aura. A view from above shows the final battle arena, with the red beast still present. The old man expresses his gratitude to Taejun, calling him his benefactor and offering to grant any request. Taejun looks shocked as someone counts numbers, reaching 97 and 98. A glowing girl stands behind him. A muscular man lifts a heavy barbell, reaching 99 reps. The old man, now glowing with power, shouts 100 while lifting the weights. The weights slam into the ground, cracking it. The man explains that physical strength is needed for high-intensity mana use. His muscles flex, and he begins revealing something important. He proudly announces that his secret to becoming an Archmage is intense physical training. The old man flexes and asks if they can feel the mana radiating from his muscles. He invites Taejun to touch them, but Taejun nervously refuses, questioning if this kind of power is necessary. The old man insists and then asks Taejun what he truly wants. Taejun hesitates to answer. Taejun complains about his low mana and asks if his mana capacity can be increased. The old man easily accepts the request and activates the mana body technique. He unleashes the mana technique build-up on Taejun. Taejun screams in pain as his mana increases dramatically to 500. Taejun coughs and complains that he almost died from the process. The old man observes that Taejun's issue isn't a lack of mana. Taejun, confused, asks what the old man means. The old man explains that Taejun is using too much mana for his Fireball skill. Fireball is supposed to be a basic skill. The old man explains that Taejun's Fireball is much stronger than normal but consumes too much mana. He reassures Taejun and offers to help him recreate his Fireball. A large modern cityscape appears, showing a tall building. A woman named Lee Seon-ah, a grade hunter from the Myth Guild, waves and calls out. Taejun's companion is surprised and asks if he knows her. Taejun says she's an old friend from Hunter's Den. The glowing girl teases Taejun, shocked that he has a female friend. Taejun gets annoyed. She asks why Taejun called Seon-ah. He explains it's to test his new Fireball technique. The Myth Guild has the largest training facility in the country. Taejun's previous Fireball was powerful enough to destroy a building. The new one will be even more dangerous. Taejun suggests they need a safe training area for testing his new Fireball. The glowing girl teases Taejun, surprised that he has more connections than she thought. Seon-ah hears something and asks what Taejun said. He nervously laughs and denies saying anything. In the elevator, Seon Ah comments that it's been a long time and asks how Taejun has been. He replies that he has just been doing his usual hunter duties. Seon Ah gives Taejun a curious look, making him wonder if there is something on his face. She smiles and tells him he seems different from before. Seon Ah tells Taejun that he used to rely on her, but now seems more confident. Taejun is surprised. She mentions that another person requested to use the training ground today. She hints that Taejun will be excited to see who it is. Taejun is shocked that someone arrived before him. Choi Jin-hyuk, a grade A hunter from Bichon Guild, appears riding a massive beast. Taejun and Jin-hyuk exchange intense stares, recognizing each other. Seon Ah notices the tension and wonders why they are acting like rivals after a year. Inside the training facility, Seon Ah activates the system. She explains that the strength of the training monsters depends on how much mana is used. Seon Ah summons a monster, calling it cute, but Taejun is horrified by its appearance. The monster rushes forward, and Seon Ah asks if that explanation was enough. She casually leaves to grab drinks, leaving them to train. Taejun, the glowing girl, and Jin-hyuk stand in silence. Taejun learns that he can create a monster using mana. A giant, muscular orc roars as it appears, surprising Taejun. Taejun cracks his knuckles, ready to fight. The orc charges at Taejun aggressively. Taejun focuses, preparing to counterattack with his fist. Taejun punches the ground, releasing a massive explosion of blue energy. A shadowy figure looms in the background. An ogre wouldn't even count as a warm-up. He considers summoning hundreds more while Taejun prepares for battle. Taejun, lying down, suspiciously asks, "It was you, wasn't it?" The other person responds in confusion. "What?" Choi Jin-hyuk glares at Taejun and accuses him. "Don't play innocent. You're the one who messed up the guild juniors, aren't you?" A battle scene flashes in the background. Taejun stands silently, looking slightly concerned or confused. Someone walks forward and says, "At first, I didn't want to believe it, but now that I look at it, it's true." Their steps echo in the empty space. Choi Jin-hyuk confronts Taejun. "Have you awakened some new power? What are you doing now that you're so strong?" He looks frustrated. A furious Choi Jin-hyuk accuses, "You're beating up your own family members who used to eat from the same pot." His face shows anger and disappointment. Taejun's face darkens as he mutters, "Choi Jin-hyuk." His expression is filled with determination and rage. A flashback shows Taejun, Choi Jin-hyuk, and Lee Seon Ah enjoying a meal together at Hunter's Den. The text reveals that Choi Jin-hyuk was once one of Taejun's few trusted friends. Choi Jin-hyuk distances himself from Taejun as he joins the Bichon Guild and climbs the ranks, symbolizing their growing gap. Choi Jin-hyuk, now more powerful and confident, surrounds himself with strong allies. Taejun watches from afar, feeling left behind. His expression is colder, showing that he has become someone different from the friend Taejun once knew. Taejun, carrying a large backpack, looks troubled. The text states, "I'm no longer a friend," indicating his bond with Choi Jin-hyuk is broken. A deformed man arrogantly admits, "Yeah, I did it. So what are you gonna do about it?" His expression is mocking and unbothered. Choi Jin-hyuk is shocked as the same man dismisses the situation, saying, "So I roughed those punks up a bit, big deal." The deformed man continues to justify his actions. "They were the ones who messed with me first, weren't they?" His face is unsettling and intense. Choi Jin-hyuk gets angry, clenching his teeth. He confronts someone, "And you? While I was getting beaten to a pulp, what did you do besides watch?" He believes the person should have fought alongside him. Choi Jin-hyuk grabs Taejun aggressively and yells, "Hey, you've got some nerve." Taejun is taken aback, responding, "Excuse me." Taejun stays calm despite being choked, saying, "You're strangling me. It's hard to breathe. I feel my life is at risk, so this is self-defense." His expression is indifferent. Lee Seon Ah enters the scene cheerfully, saying, "Sorry to keep you waiting. This sister has something for you." She holds a bag, possibly with supplies or weapons. Lee Seon Ah looks shocked. possibly reacting to the fight between Taejun and Choi Jin-hyuk. Seon-ah yells, "You too? What are you doing?" as Taejun and Choi Jin-hyuk clash fiercely. Choi Jin-hyuk swings his spear, sending a powerful red energy attack at Taejun, who dodges just in time. Taejun nervously calls for a timeout as he tries to escape. Choi Jin-hyuk responds, "There's no timeout." Taejun gets hit hard and is sent flying backward, crashing to the ground in pain. Choi Jin-hyuk acknowledges Taejun's growth, saying, "You've really become stronger, Taejun," while gripping his spear. Choi Jin-hyuk powers up with electricity and says, "I'll face you seriously." His aura crackles with intense energy. Taejun smirks and playfully says, "Should have done that from the start, tilde haha." He downplays his injuries, calling it just a scratch. Choi Jin-hyuk gets frustrated and thinks, when did this punk get so good at taunting? As his electrified power surges, Choi Jin-hyuk activates the Bitchin Spear technique, first form. His spear crackles with powerful yellow lightning. He fully unleashes Thunder Spear, surrounded by electric energy, showing his strongest attack. Lee Seon-ah is shocked and yells, "You're crazy, Choi Jin-hyuk," pulling out the Thunder Spear here. Taejun smirks and casually says, all right, tilde, I knew you'd use that technique, tilde." He seems unfazed by the attack. Taejun steps forward confidently, saying, "Then I'll go all out too." He prepares to counter Jin-hyuk's attack. Lee Seon-ah and the spirit next to her look surprised, reacting to something unexpected. Wait, is that? Taejun begins charging a powerful energy blast, glowing blue. He unleashes a massive fireball attack, engulfing the battlefield in bright blue flames. A system message appears, revealing the attack's name, Archmage's Fireball S. It reduces the enemy's healing ability on impact. Choi Jin-hyuk is stunned, thinking, that's just like an energy blast, as Taejun's attack threatens to overwhelm him. A character gathers immense energy, forming a glowing orb in his hands. He unleashes a massive blue fireball attack, sending it towards his opponent. The skill used is Archmage's Fireball S, which reduces healing upon impact. An enemy, wielding a sword, looks in shock, realizing the immense magical power of the attack. He panics, thinking he can't block such a powerful attack. The fireball explodes, creating a massive shockwave and engulfing the area. A mysterious mechanism activates, possibly a defensive tool. The explosion spreads, shaking the battlefield. Taejun, Lee Seon-ah, and Fighter all look in shock and fear *** at the overwhelming destruction. A mysterious figure appears, radiating powerful energy, and Taejun asks, "Who are you?" She is revealed to be Cha Soo-hyun, an S-rank hunter and the vice president of Myth Guild. She scolds Taejun, saying his reckless attack could have caused a serious accident. Taejun, feeling guilty, nervously explains that he miscalculated the power since it was his first time using the skill. The fighter sees the situation and thinks Taejun is in serious trouble. Cha Soo-hyun, in a dramatic moment, intimidates Taejun, making him sweat. However, instead of punishing him, she suddenly offers Taejun a chance to join Myth Guild. The blonde-haired fighter is shocked and furious, unable to believe it. It's revealed that Cha Soo-hyun is one of the strongest hunters in the country, making her offer a huge deal. Cha Soo-hyun officially offers Taejun a scout proposal, recognizing his talent. She admits she has never seen a fireball that powerful before and praises Taejun for pushing basic skills beyond their limits. She repeats her offer with an eager smile, showing genuine interest in recruiting him. Taejun is shocked but intrigued, realizing how rare it is to receive such an offer from the Myth Guild. Lee Seon-ah is overjoyed, feeling that Taejun's skills are finally being recognized. It's revealed that Myth Guild is one of the top 4 major guilds in Korea, alongside Hongik, Longhwa, and Chinjeon. Taejun considers the offer, thinking that joining Myth Guild would be a huge advantage for him. Cha Soo-hyun emphasizes that a true hunter must constantly train and overcome their limits. Taejun recalls his earlier excitement, remembering that he wanted to duel today to test his own limits. Choi Jin-hyuk looks confused, denying that he ever agreed to duel Taejun. Taejun, fired up, reflects on his fight with Choi Jin-hyuk, realizing something important. He sees Jin-hyuk as a massive mountain he cannot overcome yet, symbolizing his current limits. Determined, Taejun refuses the guild offer, stating that he still has mountains to climb before joining. Jin-hyuk is shocked and frustrated, wondering what Taejun is even talking about. Cha Soo-hyun laughs, admiring Taejun's dedication to training and liking his spirit. She asks for his name and rank, and Taejun proudly introduces himself as a D-rank hunter. Soo-hyun is surprised, believing that his talent is wasted at such a low rank. In recognition of his potential, she gives him a recommendation letter, showing that she still believes in his future. Taejun receives an invitation to take the B-rank hunter evaluation in a month. His friends congratulate him. Choi Jin-hyuk is furious, realizing Taejun is advancing quickly. Taejun reflects that higher ranks allow hunters to enter stronger dungeons, making this a valuable opportunity. 1 month later, he arrives at the hunter testing site to take the B-rank exam. Taejun feels excited and confident, believing the atmosphere itself feels different. His spirit companion notes how Cha Soo-hyun gave him a recommendation right away, proving her high regard for him. She then asks, "Why didn't you join the Myth Guild, since they were offering him so much support?" Taejun comically shouts money, revealing his real reason. He explains that guild hunters have to share their earnings, making solo hunting more profitable. Taejun criticizes guilds, saying their rewards are low and they control schedules too strictly. He recalls how guilds exploit hunters, overworking them and discarding them if they get injured. He dramatically declares he would never join a guild, stating his only goal is making more money. Suddenly, someone calls out to him, catching his attention. A cheerful cat-eared girl, Yo Si-ah, from Chincheon Guild, greets him and asks if he's taking the test. Taejun is surprised she knows him, but she reveals that his reputation has already spread. She smirks, saying her guild is determined to recruit him, hinting at Myth Guild's interest. Taejun nervously laughs, realizing his name is spreading too fast. Suddenly, a tall, intimidating man appears, mocking Taejun, calling him a mediocre man. Kangjin, a C-rank hunter from H-Warring Guild, mocks the event, calling it overhyped. He boldly introduces himself, claiming he's destined to be the greatest hunter of the era. Taejun and Yo Si-ah are speechless, with Taejun internally wondering if this guy is crazy. The announcement begins, signaling the start of the B-rank hunter evaluation test. The participants, including Taejun, Kangjin, and Yo Si-ah, prepare for the test. The examiner introduces their mentor for the test, an experienced hunter. The mentor is revealed as Choi Jin-hyuk, an A-rank hunter from the Bichon Guild. Taejun is shocked, recognizing his rival, Choi Jin-hyuk. Jin-hyuk greets the participants, preparing to explain the test rules. The test will take place in a dungeon, and 8 participants will be grouped into teams of 2. The dungeon has 4 entrances labeled A, B, C, and D. The first 2 teams to reach the merge point will proceed to the boss fight. A man announces that even if participants retire from the dungeon, they should not worry. Safety personnel are stationed throughout the dungeon to ensure protection. A streaming score system will be used to track and rank participants. The test is being streamed live, showing a battle against monsters, and viewers are commenting. The test officially begins with red portals activating. The first team, Yu Si-rin and Kangjin, is called to start. The second team, Yang Dong-jun and Hong Ah-ryeom, is introduced. The third team, Cho Song-yi and Bong Jun-hyun, is introduced. The fourth team, Lee Tae-jun and Kim Jun-hyun, is announced, and all teams are instructed to enter their designated gates. Tae-jun recognizes Kim Jun-hyun and is surprised to see him, while Jun-hyun happily greets him. The teams begin entering the red portals, with Tae-jun leading the way. Someone watches Tae-jun closely, saying his name with suspicion. A man smirks darkly, realizing that Taejun is using him for his own advantage. Kim Jun-hyun clenches his fist, determined not to be underestimated. Taejun confidently steps into the portal, fully prepared for the test. A dark and eerie dungeon scene appears, with someone in the shadows vowing revenge, saying, "I'll make you regret it." A member of Bitchin Guild is shocked when asked to participate in the B rank assessment. A heavy-built man and a young hunter with blue hair discuss something. The man is confused, while the young hunter seems uninterested. The young hunter is asked to disrupt Taejun during the assessment. The D route is much harder than the standard path, so interfering would make it difficult for Taejun to pass. The heavy-built man is reminded that his mother is sick, implying pressure on him. The blue-haired hunter tempts him with money for his mother's surgery. The man looks nervous, but the blue-haired hunter assures him he'll be rewarded if he cooperates. Taejun and his teammate enter the D route and encounter monsters. A giant snake with red eyes appears, roaring fiercely. Taejun easily defeats the monster, shocking his teammate. Taejun complains about the weak opponent, but his experience points slightly increase due to an ability. The heavy-built teammate is shocked at Taejun's sudden strength. He reflects, realizing that Taejun became much stronger in a short time. Taejun and his teammate were both in a weak position within the Bitchin Guild, but Taejun never gave up. Taejun praises his teammate's skill to absorb attacks, calling it amazing. Taejun encourages him, saying he'll shine one day as a great hunter. Taejun's words gave his teammate hope when he had none. The teammate now struggles with guilt, realizing he's being forced to sabotage Taejun, despite how much Taejun supported him. The heavy-built man feels conflicted, but believes he has no choice because he needs money for his mother's surgery. He convinces himself that betraying Taejun is necessary for his family. He hands Taejun a bottle, acting innocent. He tells Taejun that it will help him, making it seem like a friendly gesture. Taejun accepts it, unaware, and the man explains it's a buff potion used in expeditions. Taejun happily drinks it, thanking him. However, the potion is actually poisoned, meant to paralyze Taejun. The man thinks this will quickly exhaust Taejun, making him fail. Taejun suddenly feels the effects, realizing something is wrong. Taejun starts feeling the effects of the potion, thinking something is awakening inside him. He suddenly realizes there's no bathroom, making him panic. His teammate confirms there's no bathroom, forcing Taejun to clear the dungeon quickly. The teammate is confused, wondering why the poison isn't working. Taejun's poison resistance ability activates, making him immune. Taejun investigates the dungeon's layout, noticing something is off. They reach a dead end, forcing them to turn back. Taejun complains about going in circles, while his teammate sees an opportunity. The teammate considers pushing Taejun into the pit to sabotage his assessment. The heavy-built man nervously calls out to Taejun. Suddenly, he lunges forward, apologizing as he tries to push Taejun off the cliff. However, he loses balance and falls instead, screaming. Taejun is shocked, watching him plummet. Both of them are confused as they realize what just happened. The man keeps falling, panicking. He crashes into the cliffside, hitting the rocks hard. Taejun shouts at him, thinking he's trying to die on purpose. Hanging upside down, the man breaks down, calling himself garbage and saying he deserves to die. A shocked Taejun reacts angrily to being called trash. A man confesses he tried to sabotage the assessment for his own benefit. The man, feeling guilty, wants to die, but Taejun refuses to let go. Taejun panics, realizing the situation has become serious. Taejun considers moving closer, thinking no one is watching his live stream. Taejun is surprised to see 10 viewers on his live stream. Taejun scrambles, not wanting viewers to see him in a humiliating state. Taejun loses his grip and starts falling from the cliff. Taejun and another person fall into the darkness while a blue spirit watches Taejun and his companion crash to the ground. confused about their location. They turn around to see red eyes glowing in the darkness. A swarm of terrifying white snakes with red eyes emerges. Taejun and his companion freeze in fear, realizing the danger. A girl watching the livestream worries about Team B's situation. Exhausted fighters struggle to battle the deadly snakes while viewers mock them. The girl doubts whether Team B can survive the ordeal. A terrified man panics and runs away, abandoning his team. With a teammate fleeing, the remaining member screams for help as Team B is eliminated. Team C is in chaos as one member attacks another in frustration. UC Rin cheerfully introduces herself while facing the deadly snakes. She confidently declares her intent to defeat the 1,000-year white snake. UC Rin prepares for battle, but the snakes suddenly disappear. A man aggressively attacks on his own, while UC Rin questions his actions. The man sees this assessment as a chance to impress the higher-ups. Determined, he unleashes a powerful attack, unwilling to miss his opportunity. UC Rin realizes he wants all the attention for himself. Refusing to be outdone, she activates her ice powers, ready to fight. UC Rin unleashes a powerful ice attack, Frost Wind. A fierce battle erupts as Team A dominates the battlefield. Team A reaches the boss room first, proving their elite skills. A mysterious figure claps, acknowledging their achievement. Choi Jin-hyuk offers to lead them to the boss room. UC Rin realizes that Lee Taejun hasn't arrived yet. Choi Jin-hyuk confirms Team D's signal is lost, hinting at their elimination. A teammate mocks Taejun, doubting his potential. Choi Jin-hyuk leads Team A through a portal to the boss room. Choi Jin-hyuk smirks, realizing Junhyun's plan was successful. He mocks how Vice President Cha Soo-hyun would react if she knew the truth. The group looks shocked as they sense something ominous. A monstrous spiked snake corpse lies before them, unsettling the team. A skeletal figure sits on a throne, exuding a terrifying aura. The Skeleton King awakens, its eyes glowing with dark energy. The absorption skill allows the user to absorb magic attacks and return them. The more magic absorbed, the stronger the attack, but it depends on the user's limits. A comedic moment shows the absorption skill leading to an unexpected fiery result. Lee Taejun and Kim Jun-hyun use their combined attack, Hell Train. Taejun pushes Jun-hyun to absorb more power as they charge forward. Determined, they rush straight to the boss room. Team A is confused, realizing the boss should be the Amugi. The team wonders how things took a drastic turn. Suspicion rises as they question the mysterious lick before them. The lick fully awakens, its glowing eye radiating dark energy. Team A realizes the danger as they recognize the powerful lick. They are shocked to see a lick instead of the expected dungeon boss. Choi Jin-hyuk urgently commands everyone to retreat. The lick and the monstrous Amugi stand side by side, ready to attack. The lick launches an attack as the Amugi roars fiercely. Choi Jin-hyuk prepares to counterattack with determination. He leaps into action as the Amugi strikes with force. UC Rin and her teammate refuse to stay idle and prepare to assist. UC Rin and Kang Jin launch their combined attacks against the Amugi. The Amugi retaliates, injuring UC Rin as she screams in pain. Choi Jin-hyuk panics as he sees his teammates wounded. He realizes that the lick is controlling the Amugi. He determines that taking down the lick is the key to victory. Choi Jin-hyuk prepares to strike but is caught off guard. The Amugi launches a surprise attack, hitting him hard. He regrets recklessly charging in without a proper strategy. The Amugi roars, ready to finish him off as he faces near death. The girl regrets not saying something before dying. A hunter is violently thrown back by a powerful attack. A shocked boy feels fear as he senses something terrifying. The team celebrates reaching the boss room. A man is relieved to be alive but realizes something is wrong. Urgent warning is given to Lee Taejun and Kim Jun-hyun. A massive monster, Amugi, looms over them in danger. Taejun and Jun-hyun barely dodge a devastating attack. They realize facing a lick and an emugi is too much for a B-class test. The man suspects someone is sabotaging the evaluation. The team speculates that a powerful guild member might be involved. Taejun acknowledges the situation but finds it complicated. Taejun confidently suggests taking down the emugi. Taejun and Man reluctantly agree to work together. A warrior with dual swords charges forward as something powerful descends from above. A fighter holds a glowing energy orb, declaring a temporary alliance. One character asks if Jun Hyun can take more fireballs, but he seems exhausted. A large, wounded serpent-like creature appears, still moving. A character warns Lee Taejun to be cautious as a dangerous attack approaches. The fighter with the glowing orb confirms that he also sees the danger. A massive 20% fireball attack is launched toward the enemy. A massive blue energy dragon appears, roaring fiercely. A warrior activates Divine Spear Technique, second form, preparing to attack. The warrior unleashes a powerful spear technique, cutting through the air. A lick with a flaming purple staff stands atop a defeated beast. You see Rin and Hangjin see the lick is vulnerable and prepare to strike. Hangjin charges at the lick while it casts an attack. Hangjin declares he won't miss his opportunity to attack. He delivers a powerful ice punch straight at the lick. A fighter asks Jun Hyun for one last favor, believing they can't lose as a team. Lee Taejun and Kim Jun Hyun activate a collaborative attack. Hell Train attack is unleashed, surging with immense energy. The enemy is frozen solid, trapped in ice. A fighter questions if they've finally defeated the enemy. The entire group looks shocked, realizing something unexpected. The lick survives the attack, unaffected by their efforts. The lick counterattacks, summoning deadly energy spikes. Two fighters are impaled, unable to escape. More allies are struck, screaming in pain. The team is injured and trapped by ice spikes, realizing the lick seems immune to damage. A fighter questions their lack of knowledge about the lick, wondering if they missed something. A mysterious manager appears, glowing with energy. The manager jokes about struggling to download an app. She suggests using a map hack key to fight more effectively. Taejun is shocked by the mention of a map hack as dungeon information starts loading. The system analyzes the dungeon, revealing details about its structure and enemies. Parsley navigation activates, displaying a virtual map. Taejun is confused by the new system's function. The manager explains that Parsley navigation reveals dungeon secrets, enemy patterns, and rewards. She has also installed more apps, advising Taejun to use them in battle. Taejun realizes this is beyond a normal map hack, calling it a game-changing ability. The dungeon's original boss was supposed to be a B-class emugi, but something changed. Taejun questions what the lick really is, as it wasn't supposed to exist. The Parsley translator activates, revealing that the lick, Iratus Chan, is excited. Taejun senses something terrifying, feeling uneasy. He asks the manager what's happening, suspecting a system bug. Iratus Chan thanks a contractor, hinting someone summoned it. Taejun realizes the translation is working fine, but something feels off. He questions if someone forcibly summoned the lick. Taejun checks on Choi Jin-hyuk, who barely avoided a fatal injury. Taejun claims he found the lick's weakness. Jin-hyuk is shocked but doesn't get a full explanation. Taejun asks him to trust and cooperate. Jin-hyuk hesitates, but the situation forces him to follow Taejun's lead. Jin-hyuk agrees to cooperate, asking what to do first. Taejun smirks, deciding to provoke the enemy first. The group taunts the lick, calling it out. Taejun makes a crazy face, mocking the lick. The lick gets enraged, preparing to attack. It unleashes a powerful dark spell, vowing to kill them. The group prepares for a counterattack, seeing this as their moment. A massive energy strike is unleashed, aiming at the enemy. The team survives the lick's deadly attack. Taejun realizes he can predict the lick's attack patterns. He gains confidence, knowing his strategy will work. Jun Hyun mocks the lick, laughing at its missed attacks. Taejun also taunts it, calling its attack a joke. The Lick counters with powerful purple fireballs. Taejun gives precise movement instructions to his team. The attacks explode, but they dodge successfully. Taejun remains focused, ready for the next move. The team is amazed that they dodged everything perfectly. A skeletal enemy acknowledges the protagonist's dodging skills and prepares a stronger attack. The enemy unleashes a massive attack, covering the battlefield in dark energy and sharp projectiles. A panicked ally questions how they are supposed to dodge the incoming attack. A system or skill activates, with glowing barriers appearing around the characters. The protagonist realizes that the attack is unavoidable, covering the entire dungeon. The enemy's powerful skill, Death's Requiem, is fully unleashed. The enemy mocks the group, calling them foolish. The protagonist counters, saying if they keep dodging, the enemy will just use an undodgeable spell. They prepare to strike back. Someone realizes the enemy is on skill cooldown, a crucial moment for counterattack. The enemy is shocked, realizing they won't survive the counterattack. Chaos unfolds as the powerful attack shakes the battlefield, with everyone struggling to understand what's happening. The wide area attack grows stronger towards the edges, but its power weakens closer to the center. Taejun realizes the attack's weak point using his parsley navigation ability. Using this knowledge, he moves toward the center, reducing the damage taken. UC Rin steps in, using her ice magic to counterattack. She casts Frost Wind, freezing the skeletal enemy. The enemy acknowledges their effort but remains unfazed. The group realizes their attacks are ineffective, but they decide to focus on restricting the enemy's movement. The battle continues, and one of the characters asks for backup *** to cover the rear. The skeletal enemy is confused, calling out for someone named Hwawa. The enemy realizes something is wrong, looking shocked. It is revealed that the Lick was summoned through a contract, using the contractor's sacrifices as hosts. Until the host body is destroyed, the Lick remains immortal. Taejun finds the real body of the Lick, hidden behind a magical barrier. The team understands they must destroy the object sealing the Lick to stop its summoning. The Lick is enraged, accusing them of deception. The Lick charges furiously at Taejun, vowing revenge. The Lick attacks with its massive scythe, showing its full power. Taejun looks shocked as the battle intensifies. Choi Jinhyuk charges at the Lick, taunting it to stay and fight. Jinhyuk, enraged, blocks the Lick's movement, refusing to let it escape. He strikes fiercely, stopping the Lick's attack. The Lick screams in pain, showing its vulnerability. The team restrains the Lick, urging Taejun to finish it off. Taejun thanks Jinhyuk, preparing for the final blow. The Lick panics, trying to stop Taejun from reaching its core. Taejun delivers a powerful punch, aiming to destroy the Lick's true body. The punch lands with massive force, shaking the entire battlefield. The Lick is weakened, gasping in exhaustion. The sealed chest, which is the Lick's true core, remains intact. Taejun finally finds the chest, preparing to destroy it. Bloodstained, dual-wielding spears, fighting Skull with purple flames. Mystery, potential weakness mentioned by Taejun. Injured, shocked, searching for something inside. Speaking unknown language, reacting, resisting attack. Skull reacting aggressively, chaotic energy, others affected. Surprise discovery, secret exposed. Observing, mysterious presence, tension rising. Holding a treasure chest, taunting with excitement. Reacting to Taejun's unexpected ability to understand ancient language. Holding a treasure chest, smug expression, spirit companion behind. Explaining contract-bound status, reacting nervously. Dismissing concerns, confident in contract control. Doubting Taejun's abilities, disbelief. Questioning his ordinary status, asserting dominance. Sacred relic, magical significance, hidden knowledge. Doubting Taejun, realization setting in. Overwhelming presence, contract-breaking possibility. Reluctant agreement, forced cooperation. Offering wishes, tempting. Complaining about stomach, uneasy. Ordering skeletons to be released, questioning control. skeletons attacking, blue-haired man and green-helmeted man fighting back. Anomaly detected, unknown disturbance. Martial artist Hangjin and cat-eared girl UC Rin destroying skeletons. Accepting negotiations, communication success. Asking for Taejun's wish. Demanding everything, confused by Taejun's sudden demand. Pressuring for items, accessories. Holding mysterious power, crucial item. Realizing Taejun's target, resisting. Pretending to break treasure chest, manipulating. Handing over staff, distressed. Holding staff, demanding contract release. Pretending ignorance about contract release. Realization hitting, caught off guard. Mocking, pretending ignorance. Intense red energy, furious reaction. Furious, overwhelming force, striking Taejun. Raising treasure chest, intimidating. Intense counterattack, explosion. Last struggle, refusing to fade. Declaring Eratus Chan's rebirth, sinister confidence. Mocking Skull's dramatic exit. Examining broken weapon, questioning its significance. Investigating summoning method, questioning target. Thrilled about new item, materialistic attitude. Observing Taejun's greed. Newly discovered item, unexpected find. Speculating value, linking it to the skull. Concerned, checking on him. Assuring he's fine, activating interface. Doubting Taejun's victory against the lick. Declaring victory, dismissing concerns. Hangjin acknowledges Lee Taejun's skills and calls him an impressive hunter, while UC Rin cheers him on. A shocked reaction as Lee Taejun stands bloodied, and someone calls out his name in concern. A remorseful Choi Jin Hyuk says, "I'm sorry," looking down at Lee Taejun. The helmeted Choi Jin Hyuk admits to poisoning and throwing Lee Taejun into the pit, revealing they ordered Jun Hyeon to do it. The guilty Choi Jin Hyuk admits they resented Lee Taejun for working hard despite lacking talent. The Choi Jin Hyuk sincerely apologizes to Lee Taejun. He smiles and mockingly tells them to do it properly next time, acting like he wasn't even affected. Taejun calls out the deception, questioning what's really going on. The Choi Jin Hyuk suggests moving forward, inviting Lee Taejun for a meal as a celebration for becoming a B-class hunter. Kim Jun Hyeon admits to poisoning and throwing Lee Taejun into the pit, revealing that he ordered Jun Hyeon to do it. Taejun awkwardly asks a secretive question. Taejun whispers, "Do you like Lee Seon-ah?" catching the other person off guard. Taejun's question about Lee Seon-ah causes a hilarious shocked reaction. The accused character frantically denies it, while another teases them. A glowing green gate appears, signaling their way out. UC Rin and Kim Jun Hyeon celebrate being able to leave, dreaming about food. Taejun smiles and tells everyone to go back together. The group walks toward the portal, feeling the relief of survival. Taejun hesitates for a second as he steps through the gate. They successfully exit, and a mysterious figure watches them. Taejun is officially promoted to B-class hunter, greeted by some intimidating figures. Lee Taejun is shocked to see Seo Yeon HWA Clear Sky Guild representative and Maddie Pyong Hwarang Guild representative. Maddie Pyong, a powerful and imposing figure, raises suspicion as Taejun wonders why the strongest hunters are present. The elegant yet authoritative Clear Sky Guild leader enters. Seo Yeon HWA reveals that someone interfered with their test, manipulating the results. She explains that monsters, including the Lick and an undead Emugi, should not have appeared. The investigation suggests that a powerful force was trying to disrupt both the Clear Sky Guild and Hwarang Guild. Revealing the culprit, Seo Yeon HWA finally points to the responsible party. She looks directly at Lee Taejun and says, "It's you." Lee Taejun is left utterly dumbfounded, unable to comprehend how he could be the culprit. UC Rin and Hangjin defend Lee Taejun, insisting there's no way he could be responsible. She smirks and points out that Taejun seemed to handle everything alone. The high rankers reveal they witnessed everything live, including Taejun's leadership and strategic decisions against the Lick. She suggests that the Lick's weakness was concealed somewhere, and Taejun somehow knew about it. Seo Yeon HW questions how a D-rank hunter like Taejun knew so much critical information. Even Hangjin and UC Rin start to hesitate, considering the possibility. Seo Yeon HWA steps up to Lee Taejun, pressing him for answers. She outright claims that Taejun knew about the Lick in advance. He freaks out, denying it completely, but his shocked reaction only makes him look more suspicious. Taejun looks nervous as someone questions his hesitation, likely in a high-pressure situation. A warrior unleashes intense energy, warning Taejun that he will cut him down if he doesn't answer quickly. Taejun panics, realizing that the threat is serious and his life is in danger. Taejun, sweating and desperate, tries to think of a way to explain or defuse the situation. Taejun recalls something important related to a Lick, a sacrifice, and a contractor, possibly a key mystery. Someone interrupts, asking everyone to listen, possibly to prevent a fight or explain something. A new character excitedly reveals that his dream has always been to become a necromancer. The warrior and the blue-haired girl are surprised by the sudden statement. The character explains that he has studied undead creatures since childhood, knowing their abilities and weaknesses. Taejun proudly reveals that he figured out the Lick's hidden weakness. A woman doubts Taejun's claim and questions its validity. The others, including the red-haired warrior, react in surprise to what Taejun shows them. Taejun presents a severed finger found in a sarcophagus, proving someone made a contract with the Lick. Taejun explains that the Lick wasn't a natural dungeon boss. Someone summoned it to interfere with the test. Taejun argues that the Lick obeys its contractor, meaning he and the other attacked hunters aren't responsible. The woman acknowledges Taejun's logic and accepts that the real culprit must be someone else. The warrior demands to know who the culprit is, suspecting the Dark Magic Guild. A dramatic moment as the mystery is about to be solved. Taejun boldly announces that the culprit is among them. Taejun asks everyone to check the hands of those nearby. People start showing their hands, nervously accusing each other. One man hesitates and appears nervous. The true suspect is exposed as the owner of the severed finger. She is impressed and questions how Taejun figured it out. Taejun casually jokes that he learned this from detective manga. She looks completely stunned and exhausted by Taejun's reasoning. The warrior charges at Seo Yeon HWA, who prepares a magical defense. Someone traps the culprit inside a glowing green barrier to prevent escape. Furious, he charges at the bald man, vowing not to forgive him for harming his apprentice. The warrior unleashes a devastating attack called Dragon Strike. He suddenly notices something unexpected. The bald man appears lifeless, making others question if he took his own life. The warrior orders the body to be sent to the Alliance headquarters. He instructs his men to investigate the suspect's origins. The woman realizes that someone is using dark magic to target multiple guilds. She vows to uncover the mastermind behind the attack. The woman apologizes to Taejun for misunderstanding him and promises to repay him. Suddenly, Taejun faints and falls to the ground, shocking those around him. Taejun lies exhausted, realizing he has completely run out of mana. He starts regaining consciousness, wondering where he is. Taejun sees Choi Jin-hyuk and Lee Seon-ah looking at him with concern. Taejun wakes up in a hospital bed, surprised to see them there. Seon-ah says she came because she was worried, while Jin-hyuk jokingly says he just wanted to see if Taejun was still alive. She questions how much he pushed himself to collapse like that. They mention that Taejun made a huge impact in the B-rank exam, surprising him. News about Taejun defeating the Lick spreads all over the internet. He is surprised to see himself being praised in online discussions. Jin-hyuk feels overshadowed and claims Taejun wouldn't have succeeded without him. Seon-ah playfully argues that the video clearly shows Taejun doing all the work. Taejun enjoys the friendly banter, realizing it has been a while since they talked like this. The representative makes an unexpected entrance. Taejun and his friends are shocked to see her there. Seo Yeon HWA reveals that she owns the hospital. She explains that Taejun was taken to their guild's hospital and that she owes him a debt. The cat-eared girl happily reminds Taejun that he saved her. She dramatically expresses how much she cherishes Yu Si-rin, making Taejun question the word precious. Seo Yeon HWA prepares to fulfill any request Taejun has. She leans in, confidently stating that she will grant Taejun anything he desires. Seo Yeon HWA, the Vice Guild Master, offers to grant Hunter Taejun anything he desires. Taejun seems unsure about what to ask for, while his friends react in surprise. Seo Yeon HWA assures Taejun that he doesn't need to decide immediately since there's plenty of time. She walks away, telling Taejun she will be waiting in her office on the top floor until he recovers. With a warm smile, Seo Yeon HWA invites Taejun to visit her once he makes a decision. Lee Seon-ah excitedly hugs Taejun, amazed at how much he has grown. She reminisces about how he used to get lost in dungeons and praises his progress, while Taejun looks embarrassed. Choi Jin-hyuk watches the scene and jealously calls Taejun a lucky guy. Lee Seon-ah asks again if Taejun has decided on his request, but he still hasn't thought of anything. Taejun considers asking for a magic-related item since Seo Yeon HWA is a top-tier wizard hunter. Taejun considers asking for a magic-related item. He realizes that recovery is more important right now and decides to think about it later. Lee Seon-ah cheerfully gives him a drink to help him recover faster. She and Jin-hyuk decide to leave, making plans to head out. A mystical spirit comments that Taejun has a lot to think about. The spirit excitedly imagines a beautiful woman granting a wish, while Taejun is unimpressed. Taejun debates what to ask for, considering money as an option. He quickly dismisses the idea, realizing he should ask for something priceless instead. Determined, Taejun decides he needs to figure out what he needs the most. Suddenly, he remembers and asks about the items he got earlier. Taejun realizes his items were automatically stored in the Parsley Market vault. Confused, Taejun wonders what Parsley Market is. The spirit excitedly acknowledges that Taejun is finally asking about it. Parsley Market is revealed as a massive second-hand trading platform with over 100 million users. It has users from various dimensions, offering a wide range of items at reasonable prices. The platform provides no currency exchange fees, membership rewards, and secure transactions. Taejun is shocked to learn that even people from other dimensions use it. The spirit encourages him to try it out, while Taejun realizes he has unique access on Earth. Taejun understands his advantage. He can buy artifacts from other dimensions and sell Earth items exclusively. Excited, Taejun realizes he has the opportunity to monopolize the market. Taejun gets greedy, imagining the money rolling in, while the spirit looks unimpressed. Excited, he decides to connect to Parsley Market and collect amazing items. Taejun initiates the connection, pressing the screen. The system begins analyzing his body and player data as he connects. Taejun is amazed as he enters a bustling marketplace filled with unique beings. A dwarf vendor offers a fully enhanced dragon skin shield for 1.8 likely currency. Another seller offers arcana gems, asking for offers first. Taejun compares it to a generic mobile game, while the spirit encourages him to explore. He approaches the dwarf vendor and asks to check item prices. The dwarf happily invites Taejun to take a look at the dragon skin shield. The Dragon Shin Shield Plus 13 is a powerful B-rank shield made from dragon scales, priced at 18,000 parsley coins. Taejun questions the currency value, asking how much 18,000 parsley coins is worth. The spirit excitedly reveals that 18,000 parsley coins equals 240,000 magic stones. Taejun is shocked, realizing that 240,000 magic stones is worth over 1 billion won. He wonders if there's a cheaper item, but the spirit explains that 18,000 parsley coins is the market average. Disappointed, Taejun realizes he can't afford anything. A new idea strikes him. He wonders how much the items he obtained earlier would be worth. Taejun approaches a vendor, pretending to be a newbie, and asks for a price check. He shows the vendor an unusual item and asks for its value. The vendor examines it closely, getting ready to determine its worth. The vendor declares the staff unsellable, surprising Taejun. The staff is cursed, making it difficult to use unless someone is a powerful mage. Taejun is shocked to learn the staff is completely unusable for him. He shows another item, a crystal he obtained from the same monster, for appraisal. The vendor values it at only 10 parsley coins, leaving Taejun frustrated at how worthless it is. Taejun feels disappointed, but the spirit encourages him to take things slowly. A mysterious figure approaches, asking Taejun for a trade. A demon lord offers a trade, requesting to examine the crystal. Taejun thinks it's just junk, but the demon lord insists he accepts the trade. The demon lord is pleased, revealing that with enhancements, the crystal will become valuable, and he even offers to cover the costs. Taejun excitedly accepts the demon lord's offer, thinking it's a great deal. The demon lord reveals a condition: if the enhancement fails, Taejun must cover all costs. Taejun and the spirit are shocked by the risky condition. The demon lord adds that if the enhancement succeeds, it's completely free, tempting Taejun. The spirit warns Taejun, whispering that the demon lord looks like a scammer and they should ignore him. The demon tricks new players with high enhancement costs, calling it a classic scam. A character sees through the scam, thinking only a fool would fall for it. Something unexpected happens, making the character hesitate. The demon reassures that the player can stop enhancing anytime. With confidence, he prepares to begin the enhancement. A girl tries to stop Taejun, fearing he'll lose all his money. He reassures her, saying he has a winning strategy. She questions his plan, but he tells her to watch and see. He declares he'll prove that luck-based mechanics can be broken. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.